Today, we're starting part 1 of our G.I.Joe Haslab H.I.S. tank review on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Haslab review for you. This time, we're looking at the Cobra H.I.S. tank Haslab. Basically, my buddy Phil over at Crossfire Collectibles got 2 of these. He didn't need 2, so I basically got the other one off of him, and I'm sort of expediting this review, trying to get it out there quickly, because otherwise it won't be till January. So I wanted to get it up quickly. We waited a long time, waited a little bit longer than normal for Haslab, but it's here, and we're going to get into it. So you've been staring at the artwork on the front of the box here. That's pretty cool artwork. You got your fully loaded out H.I.S. tank with all the extra accessory weapons on it and everything like that. So that's cool. You got your H.I.S. tank driver, almost like a Mount Rushmore of Cobra dudes in the back. You got your Cobra Semper Fidelis Serpens, Jamars, and all that kind of stuff on it. And the box is covered in artwork on either side. Got your gunner on this side. And on the back you got another image of the H.I.S. tank, all your legalese and everything like that. It's very cool, very cool. It's leave, yes. On the bottom, of course, it's upside down. Yay! But on the bottom, you got your, the camera doesn't really care because it's upside down. Almost like the blueprint of old. A nice render, scale render. Put your driver there. Showing a couple of the features. Oh yeah, excellent job on the packaging by the G.I.Joe, Hasbro G.I.Joe team. So we're gonna get this baby out. I have cut the tape flaps. This is the actual opening of the package. I haven't opened it. I just cut the tape. And you can see here you've got 2 packages. One obviously is going to have the H.I.S. tank in it, and then this top box is most likely going to have the figures. So we're gonna slide it out. And don't wanna. It seems ridiculous to not want to damage the packaging inside the package, but pay a lot of money for these things. I'm just gonna close this up, just partially close it back up just for expediency. I'm gonna cover the figures themselves in their own video. I do wanna cover all the contents. So you got a box with Cobra logo on the top. And then you've got very nicely packaged 4 action figures. We're not going to get too heavily invested in the figures today, because they're going to get their own video part 2. How I planned it is the tank today, the 3 figures that are the crew of the tank in one video, and then the Cobra Commander on his own video. That's how I had it drawn up in planning. Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. So you've got your Cobra H.I.S.S logo there. Pop it open. And you've got a nice carton kind of deal covering it. Here's some of your armor pieces to go on the H.I.S.S tank. More armor pieces. You got your 2 canopies. So you got your classic canopy and the new modern one. And you've got your chin gun. And you've got yourself a beautiful H.I.S.S tank. Packed up nicely. And all of your various tier extras. You got your Diablo cannons, your sort of well cannons that go on the side. You're gonna get this tank out of here. Plastic, cardboard. And it's like you barely get this thing in the frame. But it's massive. You can see here, the tank treads roll as if you're really going to be rolling this to get the guy around. Very nicely protected with plastic. It comes in the rarely seen canopy-less version, like in the Master Vice cartoon where Duke tries to commandeer one that doesn't have a canopy. And he ends up crashing into quicksand or whatever. Nice ratchets on the Diablo cannons. And of course, they take blast effects. You got 2 posts here, 2 posts here. Sort of push it down on there until it's flush. I like the paint apps here. It looks like these cannons have been fired. That's nice. I really like that. I think I'm gonna go classic with the canopy. Even though the new canopy has like the side windows that open. You know, I'm a pretty old school guy when it comes to G.I.Joe, so I'm gonna go classic canopy. The new canopy works more or less just like the old canopy. You just sort of stick it in there. And that's it. Ooh, it's just on there. Some people reported that they couldn't get theirs to be flush. No such issue here. Nice and flush. I like how they painted it. So, like, it looks like the paint that's on here is like pretty much the tampos that you got back in the day if you bought a H.I.S. tank in 1983. So, like, the stuff that's painted, you know, if you just want the base H.I.S. tank with the base paint job, then you already got it straight out of the box. You don't have to do anything. You could literally be like, this is my H.I.S. tank. It's done. I'm done. This is H.I.S. tank. Obviously, you know, we're not going to stop there. But, you know, you really could do that. And then you have this option of with the little step thing here that you didn't get back in the day. So you do have that as an upgrade. Ugh, man, this thing is just nonsensically large. So on the back, you know, you've got the back door. Just opens with a little ramp. You got the gun racks here. Really like that. You got a seat that goes up and down. Hope I showed that well enough. And of course, the person that can rest right here in the turret. And you got some little handlebars on the turret there. So obviously we're gonna have to install the lights. So you can see how that works. So give me a second, we'll get that done. We're back with the H.I.S. tank with the batteries installed. It takes 3 AA batteries, and as you can see here, the lights are on. You got your Cobra symbol being displayed there. I don't know, it seems like it's upside down to me, like it should be the other way. I mean, I know this is intentional, but I don't know, it seems like it should be the other way to me. These lights light up in the cockpit. You can see the HUD is a light, and then there's a button right underneath the tank, right underneath the cockpit, that you just press. And it changes the timbre of the lights. So we're going to go through the cycle. That's the basic Cobra light, night lights, I don't know what changed with that one. Backlights are on. Off. So you got basic lights, Cobra symbol light, headlights, fog lights with Cobra symbol off, just fog lights, running lights, fog lights, and just sort of a, I don't know what that light's for, but it's still on. And the symbol on again, and then off. Right, so you got that there. Then in the cockpit, in the cockpit, you can see you know, the various controls being lit up. That. Then there's your cobra light, headlights, tail light, fog lights. It's off. Same deal. The cockpit, rear lights. If the ramp is down, it is lit up on the inside there. That's very cool. Very, 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 very cool. So, you know, in a long-term standpoint, I'm probably not going to keep the lights illuminated. But, you know, it's a very cool feature. So that's pretty much the H.I.S.S tank. If you were going to use it as a class, you know, as a real American hero scaled up H.I.S.S tank, and that's pretty much the H.I.S.S tank, right? But obviously you don't have to do that. This is the classified H.I.S.S tank, and you get some extras here. So you get stairs, kind of that you can stand on the side. You can, I guess this is to gain entry to the vehicle. You didn't have those back in the day. They are on either side of the tank. Ooh, this one doesn't really want to go. And I don't really want to force it. There we go. So like that. So this is like the basic configuration of the H.I.S.S tank from a real American hero. And that alone is cool. But you know, we're gonna go through the full thing. So let me get the alternate accessories, the extras out, and we'll pop them on real quick. So if you're like me, you thought that the H.I.S.S tank was cool when you were a kid, but it didn't have like the best armaments. You know, of course it has the two infamous Diablo cannons at the top, which could shoot into the air, it could shoot forward, and of course was on a turret, so it could rotate, but it wasn't very good at shooting down and actually hitting, you know, people. And honestly, you know, you could hit it from the top, you could hit it from the bottom, you could hit it from the side, facing away from the turret. It was just easy vehicle to, you know, to take out. It always seemed like that, even as a kid. But with the classified H.I.S.S tank, you know, they solved that problem for you. They upgraded the weapon systems to give you a lot more survivability on the vehicle and a lot more offensive power. So I've switched out everything. So I've added the chin cannon here, which is kind of cool. Nice paint apps. I've added the missile pod, which of course can go up in the air, you know, forward. And the missiles are obviously all detachable, and they even use the well documented A Real American Hero missile system to keep the missiles on. I like that idea. I like that they did that. Oh, and it can take the blast effects from scrap iron. Maybe a reason to, you know, if you want to pay an extra $45 for a scrap iron, you know, just for the blast effects. I don't know. I don't know, you know, but maybe. You know, if you want your H.I.S.S tank to be fully operational. Then they also added this this minigun with a drum, and it of course rotates. You're not going to be able to see it from here, but they added you know, some nice detail on the gun itself. Paint apps. And then of course we've got the alternate cockpit. So initially, you know, I put the classic clear cockpit on, canopy, put the clear canopy on. But you know, if you're gonna go classified style, and of course you can go anywhere in between. Maybe you've got the extra chin gun with no missile pods, or maybe you got the missile pods with no chin gun and no extra, you know. I mean, they definitely made it that if you wanted to buy multiples of these, you could configure them differently for different mission objectives. And then of course you've got this armor plate here that they added for to protect the treads. The original H.I.S.S tank doesn't have any protection. It's just, you know, just treads. And they go on very easy. In fact, everything goes on very easy. If you just line up the posts. And then you even have an extra arm piece that can cover the entire tread section, or most of it anyway, like so. And it's simply a matter of just lining up the posts. So, you know, that's pretty cool. You have this back shield here, and I didn't look at, you know, I didn't open the instructions. So I'm really doing some of this just by eye. Instructions haven't even been opened. They're not gonna be opened because I'm not gonna apply the stickers. But you got this extra shield, which I believe maybe it's supposed to go here on the Diablo cannon some kind of way. Definitely doesn't go right here. Here we go. So it's extra protection for the gunner. And it's really cool that they thought of all this stuff. The one thing I definitely don't want to neglect, I'd be remiss if I did not mention the tow hook, so that you could tow vehicles. So obviously there's a plan going forward to have vehicles to tow, and of course we know this, you're already getting a Cobra version of the mobile missile system with an alternate red and black Techno Viper, who's also, you know, it's a H.I.S.S support unit in a sense. But if you don't want to have that up, down, you just push it up in there. And then you've got the standing rack. Unlike the old H.I.S.S tank, this one doesn't have pegs to peg your figures in. But I do think that they can sort of just hold on to this roll bar that you didn't have back in the day. So, you're not to the figure portion of the video yet, but I have gung-ho here. The Joes were to commandeer this thing. First of all, you can just stand on there without any really support, which is cool. But the reason I chose gung-ho is because gung-ho is a large figure. He's one of the largest guys. The only one larger than him is Serpentor. And I wanted to see how he would fit if he were to commandeer his tank. Joes were to capture his tank and use it to infiltrate enemy positions. How would gung-ho ride in this thing? As you can see, it's pretty big. It's pretty cramped in there for old GH. You can plausibly get in there. Hurry up and get us to the zone. It's cramped in here. And then, of course, you know, putting him in a turret. Gung-ho's a big dude, so he would definitely want the shield to be there, because he might get shot otherwise. Can you get a big dude like gung-ho, or Roadblock, or Sergeant Slaughter to pilot the tank? Kind of putting the tank through its paces here. You know, I'm sure a regular sized guy is gonna fit in there. Yeah. Looks like a giant linebacker sized dude like gung-ho. Ain't exactly gonna fit in here that good. Maybe if he didn't have the holster on. But it is definitely a little cramped for him. We're gonna say gung-ho's she could just ride on the back. We will test that further in the next portion of the H.I.S.S tank unboxing. So there you go. But that'll do it for this one. So you got your overview of the tank and the features. And next we will tackle the figures. So stay tuned for that. And if you're new to the channel, of course, you know, we'd love to have you subscribe. Check out the rest of our content. The H.I.S.S is a once-in-a-lifetime item for G.I.Joe Classified, being a Haslab. So we are very proud to be able to bring it to you. Okay, So with that, stay tuned for part 2 of our Haslab H.I.S.S unboxing series. See you soon. Peace.
To be continued on tomorrow's G.I. Joe.
The way I got it figured.